We are starting the first game of the day, and it's the first day of the weekend. It's gonna be a very long weekend, and we're gonna be really hyped to see this one. With me, Lidakor, and this is going to be just amazing, really amazing. Let me just put absolutely now the name of the teams. And now AI, because we have to wait till the start. And here we are, Mr. Lidakor. Small pause, it seems, in the game. Hopefully they don't pause too much because sometimes not get synchronized. And they didn't ban Kumans. And we have seen Kumans how strong can be here.
Yes, indeed. I mean, this is a civilization that has, it's one of the best pocket civilizations overall, if you think about that. And especially on a map like this, where you are not really facing a ton of aggression early on, it's a great civilization to just have a very strong pocket economy. And then from that point on, play a very strong late game with your cavalry.
So let's see what they are going to do. We have two very strong civilizations that we were talking as a pocket, but we are going to analyze the flank. And the flank, we have the Vikings versus the Mongols. Well, a completely different civilizations, Lidakor. Like maybe, I don't know, because the Mongols to really shine need to go for the later game. In this map, probably early aggression is going to be difficult to work. And we all know how strong the Vikings economy is. It's kind of tricky, this matchup.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice, definitely from Ziamjak, but as you pointed out, it's going to be a great late game choice. So that basically tells us how Professor and his Muppets are essentially planning for this game. That is, they are planning for a long game over here. And we have seen some shorter games on this map because, obviously, as you pointed out, it could be a very snowbally map. But it looks like the Polish team is planning for a longer game there with the selection of Mongols.
Yeah, we're watching now Classic Pro point of view. The players are super focused today because today there's no other chance anymore, you know? I mean, this is a complete elimination match, Lidakor, and it's so important. For some of the players today, for example, the Polish team, Lidakor, might be the most important game they have played in Age of Empires 2 career.
Yeah, that's a great point that you bring up indeed, because we talk a lot about Winchester Classic Pro running. They play a lot of tournaments, but on the other side, we do have Ziamzak, Sastoshi, and Noriro. Most of these players simply don't play a ton of tournaments. So as you pointed out, this is essentially the biggest moment of their competitive life so far.
Yeah, they play these not S-tier tournaments as we were talking. Anyway, focus on the right side, El Noniro, you know, because I have some problems to pronounce it that well. And which name I don't, right? Is what it is. As a teal, don't loud. Italians versus Koreans. Oof, because both unique units, and I say unique units, Lidakor, because we have seen that unique units in this map is a real thing. And I really believe that both are great.
Yeah, it's something that you can really play around with because if you're playing unique unit, you're usually fast castling, and this is a map where you can easily pull it off. And we have seen the use of various unique units from all across the board. Talk about the war wagons, as you said, we have seen a lot of conquistadors. I think back at Battle of Africa 2, we have seen a lot of Arambai being used here by the Burmese as well. So this is definitely one of those maps where you can pull off your strongest unique unit civilizations. And exactly, that's what we're seeing out there. Koreans out there, you have the Mongols out there, Italians also. Very good civilization here to counter some heavy cavalry play. But that's where it gets interesting, because if you think about that, running is going to have a very strong economy here. Can you get the sufficient amount of Genoese crossbowmen to be able to match up well against that? That's going to be a big question mark.
Yeah, I mean, the big question is, what are you going to do to the Kumans, you know, to stop the snowball potential that is always there with that civilization? Because the boom they get is insane. I'm still very curious. Probably we were checking the draft, and since we were focused more in the maps, I don't remember now if Britons and Gurjaras are the civilizations banned, because they are banning those civilizations quite a lot. But I really think that Kumans is one that can be banned. Anyway, I am on the left now, Mr. Lidakor, and we see, a Draz on the left and Draz on the right. Both flanks are really busy right now.
Yeah, it's an age of drushes right now. We have 4 players drushing, 2 on each side. looks like on the left, Classic Pro so far is winning with the Viking militias, and on the right side, it's sort of a stalemate. But all this will result in is just each other canceling the drushes, and no one is going to be able to do any damage here. So this looks cool and everything, but in the end, no one's going to have any reasonable amount of militias alive. Although, as I'm saying, that Winchester is adding some more. So wait a minute, Winchester might actually be able to cause some problems over here.
Yeah, he's coming with another one. He had an extra one. It's true that those two militias are really low HP, so with Villiers should be okay, but there's a third one full HP. Maybe he was trying also to come with more just to kill the deers, to lame a little bit, but I'm not sure if that's gonna be real worthy. Now Green is here with the scout as well. Well, of course he's already disturbing, but the militias are being done to lame and also to be safe, you know, more for to make damage. If you make damage, it's because you are playing a little bit sloppy, if you ask me.
Speaking of which, on the northern side, Classic Pro is going to lose the first villager of the game out there for the Drush of Ziamzak. On the other side, though, we also have the militias moving in for Ziamzak's villagers, so we might have some villager casualties here in Dark Age thanks to those militias. As I'm saying that El Norino is also going to lose the scout and a villager on the right side. A lot of chaos done here in the first couple of moments of this game.
Yeah, so we have a little bit ahead. Oh, but there's 3 militias still full HP from the Classic Pro. I think Classic Pro also made more than 3 militias as well, so they went very, very heavy on militias. Blue is not walling at all. And then now we have those 3 militias being really annoying. I will wall those militias. No, he's not. He's gonna try to face those. I think this is a mistake. I wouldn't chase those. Yeah, I wouldn't chase those. He might lose a villager if he's not playing properly. That villager is in danger.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
No, it's not losing. No, it's not losing. Well, it is still okay. What they want is to secure the map, to wall on the flanks, probably most of them. This is exactly what they are doing. And go to the middle, but yellow running is already with second TC, but green is gonna go up. Market and is stable to castle is very, very quick. Well, it's gonna be super quick, but let's see if it's gonna be able to match up the Kuman's boom. That's, for me, is the most important thing here, Lidakor.
I agree, like that's the big question. If you take a look at the overall villager count, the team of Winchester already has a pretty considerable lead in that department, and that's why Cumans are so dangerous, especially when both of your flanks are drushing, because one of the things that you accomplish with this drush is that you can get your vols up. So if you take a look at Salt or AI, they do have their vols up as compared to the team of Ziamzak, which doesn't have a vol on the left side yet. So by them rushing and doing some damage, they also made sure that they can get their vols up, and that gives some extra safety for running, so running can focus fully on booming.
Yeah, well, Blue won't have any problem because he went up quick thanks to the Mongols bonus. He should take that deer or he's gonna lose it, and that will be a big mistake. If he's gonna lose that one, it's gonna be really sloppy by Blue. Yeah, that's a really sloppy move. I mean, you might say, well, it's only one deer, Mongols bonus, and you are not taking care of that one when you have already an archer up. Yeah, well, it was a mistake. And now he's getting closer to go up, but Red is not yet in Feudal Age. Okay, well, but it's the Vikings, that's no problem. But everyone going Castle Age, Lidakor.
Yep. After these initial drushes, there is just no point of putting up further aggression. You have those vols up, and you just are better off if you go straight towards Castle Age out there. Now, as you said before, the question becomes whether it is going to be possible for the team of Ziamzak to match the boom of the Cumans, because that's right now the wild card that AI has in their hands. They do have a much stronger pocket player economy-wise than the opponent's counterpart.
So this is now the moment when we are going to analyze what Green is doing. Thastos is doing already a Tone Center, okay, and well, that TC, well, one outside, one inside, is not doing army for now, so he want to make some economy. He want to catch up as much economy as possible, but it's 18 villages behind already, man. 18 villages behind and lost the scout already, too. Damn.
And the other thing to note, like, as you pointed out, he's already behind by 18 villagers, but even if you catch up numerically, for the last 10 minutes of the game, Running was operating with more villagers. In that 10 minutes time frame, those villagers were gathering resources. So even if you even out the villager numbers, the amount of resources you gathered until that very moment in the game is going to be greater for Running. So catching up in terms of villagers will be insufficient. You have to overtake the villager count of Running over here to compensate for the resources you've lost out on, simply because the opponent's pocket had way more villagers for a longer time.
Completely agreed. Completely agreed. So it's gonna be difficult. What I see also, and I don't like it, is El Norino on the right side with double archery range, which you might think is fine, not when you're facing war wagons, because
No.
Winchester is gonna make war wagons, and you could make one unit Lidacor that is amazing against them. Like the Genoese crossbowmen
Genoese
are
crossbows,
good.
of course.
Yeah, they're really good. And you also protect your economy with a castle. In a castle, exactly where the wood is now open. The archers will have more numbers than the war wagons, but you know, we know how tanky they are, you know, so I'm not sure if that's the right call. Oh, on the other side, yellow is a camel. That's the problem, that is not a knight. And also the lion is fighting against him, but he's trying to kill a villager. Well, we'll take a villager. And he's open, he's creating some chaos. He's gonna take it. Oh, he wallet. Didn't lose anything, Lidacor. Nothing. Aye.
Beautiful micro by Running. He baited out the camel. He took one villager to the outside to try and lure the camel to the outside and then volley him from the inside. That didn't work. Satoshi had a good reaction, but not a single villager was killed. At least the lion was left behind, so this guy is going to be there to just harass the villagers for a little longer. Looks like he's on a journey north because now there is an opening out there, and this lion, ladies and gentlemen, is on a mission.
Yeah,
Look at
well,
that.
let's see
Look at him go.
Let's see what he's going to do. I was just checking all that. Ooh, I'm checking now that the crows are coming. I was checking all the spots because I was trying to bring the POV. The POV is difficult, but look at the crows by red. Crows by red. Classic Pro is already on Xiamxiak. He took 2 villages, made the TC. There's a lot going on already. Oof. I really believe that Running, Winchester, and Classic Pro are really in a good position now. They have 2-tone center blue, yes, but that TC is going to protect a lot against Krobot with Botkin. I'm not so sure. I'm really not so sure. And Xiamxiak is right now, I don't know what you think, but he's in a real problem.
Yeah, he's in trouble because on this map you don't have a ton of wood to work with, and you see that Classic Pro is doing a great job denying it. Over time, Xiamxiak, if he gets a couple more archers out, he's gonna be able to use the hill to win this battle, but for those archers, you first need Botkin to finish, and you need wood, so you're in a bit of a troublesome spot here, and you're being slowed down quite a bit.
Yeah, we're checking right now. Xiamxiak point of view, he's having some problems to really make damage. He was trying to attack, but now he need to come home. Yeah, that's a oof. And more against the Vikings. When you're fighting against the Vikings, it's even worse than if you are fighting against the other. And then the pocket now is with camels, which are not the best units to deal with the archers as well.
Not at all, especially if you don't even have the first defense upgrade or bloodlines on them. Like, those camels, they're possibly the worst thing that you can make as a cavalry player against the crossbows out there. And all that this is resulting in is Classic Pro getting massively ahead economy-wise because he's being completely untouched back at home. He's got the Vikings, and Vikings booming back at home, we all know that's a super powerful combination.
It's true that he's adding the second TC quite slower, so the village number after all this is the same. He got more army, and now the camels are doing a good job. Also, the camels will help quite a lot against yellow, and well, he's okay in that area. I'm gonna focus now in the right side. We were talking before, Lidacor, about those war wagons versus the archers. Look now, the archers are doing nothing. They do nothing. It's so many archers. And then those war wagons just don't die. It's just useless, these units against the war wagons. So why not the castle and Genoese? The war wagons are just taking... Well, they will take all the archers. He's not taking because he's going back, but they will take all the archers down if he's focused there. The good thing is the camels are there.
Yeah, those camels are much needed because, as you pointed out, those crossbows, they won't be doing much. They do like 10 damage per hit, or 2 damage per hit rather. And those war wagons have 150 HP, so you need 75 arrows to kill a single war wagon. That is a ridiculous amount of firepower that you need to deal with them. But the fact that you have to pull the camels to the right side causes a different type of problem. That is the fact that now on the left side, we could have a double team with the knight from Running coming in, and of course the crossbows as well from Classic Pro. So Satoshi has to split his attention into 2 positions, and I'm not sure if he has sufficient army to be able to do that.
Well, Satoshi has a very strong boon. according to the situation. 72 will is 78 only. You know, there's Krobos now from blue. Green is sending more camels. He's gonna lose a stable probably, or maybe not. Okay, he's trying. Those camels are +2. What I don't like is that the camels are without bloodlines. Bloodlines is huge. It's 20 HP more, 20 HP extra. And if you got the +2, bloodlines are needed. And now he's trying to take those knights. He wants to save that stable. That and note camels, I'm not so sure. The camels are great against the knights, yes, but he has... Okay, I think this is a good battle for them. Well, we're going to find that. Nah,
No,
it's
not.
impossible. It's
It's
impossible,
not.
man. It's impossible, man.
Because you can focus down the camels. And the thing here is that the camels are great against the knights, but if you can focus down those camels, the knights will just overwhelm, and suddenly Zastoshi is in big trouble here, because losing that stable is not the biggest problem that he could face here. Losing his eco could be the big problem soon, especially because now his gold income is being denied because of those knights being around.
Yeah, he probably didn't even notice about the bloodlines. You can see now, here he's gonna make another castle there. That was, I mean, when I saw that he wasn't doing a castle and Genoese, I was, well, you saw my reaction, guys. You saw my reaction, Lidakor. And now, he's not only one castle, he's the second. Winchester, with the second castle, forward, double TC. Ooh, they are playing, I mean, let's be honest. The Korea choice here and Kumans, well, it's insane. I mean, it's really, really strong. Like, they snowball quite, because if you don't make any damage, how do you stop those? I mean, you have seen how they are not doing anything, and now they have 3 players on the left. Well, no, not 3 yet, but they keep pushing. Purple is still, well, it's coming now, but it's still not there. They are slow. It's gonna take another villager. Red is doing ballistic, while blue doesn't have ballistic. Blue has no army, Lidakor. 0 army right now.
Yeah, blue has no army because Mongols is not really a good Castle Age fighting civilization. It's not a civ that you want if you're fighting a lot of Castle Age fights. You try to go late game, but your opponent will simply not let you do that. And now you see with those knights coming in, harassing the stone miners, crossbows denying stuff, it's just gonna get worse and worse, because now you have ballistics for Classic Pro, and the war wagons are yet to arrive. 60 army versus 40 only, and the quality of that army is also much, much better for AI over here. This is definitely not an easy AI to beat.
Yeah, I mean, Teal is gonna go up to Imperial, but I'm gonna tell you something. Even in Imperial, if he is still just doing Arbalest, they're gonna make 1 damage more, maybe 2. So, it's not gonna even be terrible for them, you know, like... They will be still okay. I'm not afraid about this Italian's approach.
Yeah, I actually like it. I feel like in this scenario, that's the best thing that you can do, especially because you have a castle in your face that you have to get rid of. So you need some bombard cannoncy, you need some traps, but I agree with you. I think Genoese crossbows in the long run is the way to go. Against war wagons, against all the cavalry, that is what you have to utilize. The concern that they have is that, you know, El Norino is not the only player going into Imperial. Running is also on the way up, and when the cavalry player reaches Imp, that's where a snowball could begin,
GG.
and Ziamzak is just going to tap out.
Yeah, GG. GG, I mean, I really believe that AI got a much better strategy. I will say better civilizations, but it really depends, because you have to use the Krobos approach against some civilization in this map. It's not working. The Krobos don't work against the unique units. So really think that they didn't pick a right strategy, Lidakor. And that was the key of the game. Honestly.
I agree with you. I feel like maybe they just wanted to have numbers to overwhelm those war wagons, but it didn't work out. I feel like I agree with you. I think Genoese crossbows, while it probably would have taken a little bit more time to have a large group of units out there, it would have been so much better, because on the right side, you would have a unit that counters the army of both the pocket and the other flank. So the only player on the team of AI that would be able to deal very effectively with the Genoese crossbows would be Classic Pro, which would force him to march across the pit, and that takes a lot of time, that leaves the army exposed. Genoese crossbows would have had a pretty massive impact, I feel like, on the outcome of these battles, and also how AI has to play this game, because the fact that there were no Genoese cross on the right side meant that Classic Pro didn't have to help out on the right side. He could focus all his attention to the left.
Lidakor, El Norino got 34 army, the largest army in the game, and he killed 4 units. 4 units.
It ain't much, but it's honest work.
It was like if he wasn't really playing at all. You know what I mean? Like, it was like if he was not in the game. Yeah, that was a problem. Anyway, guys, is what it is. And that has been the first game of the series. AI is closer to their main objective, to be in the quarterfinals. we are getting into game number 2 with AI versus the Polish team. Sorry guys to tell the Polish team, but man, I'm getting, I mean, I spending all my energy with Professor and his map, but that name, man, it's not even possible to put in the scoreboard. Lidakor. Let's see the civilizations, because civilizations, Teutons, Bohemians, Saracens, Poles, Bulgarians, Ethiopians. In a first look, what do you think?
Wait a second, I just need to join the game myself. Bohemians, Teutons, Saracens, which is Bulgarians, Poles, Ethiopians. Looks like the team of Ziamzak is going to channel the inner extra bonus that you get for picking the civilization of the nation that you belong to. So the Polish team will have Poles out there. But honestly, the first thing we have to discuss about this civilization matchup is why the Teuton Knights are very slow, man. I know that you know the answer to this, so let us hear. Why are those Teuton Knights so slow?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Because they're wearing 2 tons of armor.
Oh my god. Why? Why?
Okay, that wasn't my joke. Like, disclaimer,
know,
that's
man.
something I stole from Mem's chat from before. But, you know,
Man.
one of the most important things in RTS is
Seriously?
learning from everybody. Like, you go to a Twitch chat, you see a terrible joke, you write it down because you might be able to use it in the future.
Guys, please don't leave the channel. I mean, it's only a joke. It's an innocent joke. Lidakor is a nice guy. Sometimes he's even a good caster. Sometimes, you know. But, you know, we all has been there. But he's right. That joke was done other day for one of my moderators. So, what can we say, guys? Magistone, that is, I don't know why, is mod now in my channel, made that joke. And now Lidakor just kill me with that. Unbelievable. Anyway, guys, now we can focus in the game and see what that Poles, Mr. Lidakor, is going forward with 2 villagers. What is he trying to do? Ziamziak to his opponent.
Forward, full work. Come on.
Yeah.
Do a forward, full work. That's actually a good tongue twister. You can try saying forward, full work 10 times in quick succession.
Oh my god. Look at those. He saw it, man. I was checking the POV. Lidakor. I will just keep going with the casting because otherwise I'm gonna have to kill you. And 2 villages and the scout, but he's not going to achieve anything. Because blue, now, even if you see here the straggler, blue cannot see it. You see this because he's in capturage, but he's sending 2 villages forward now to the pocket, maybe to this turf. I don't know what he's trying. I think what Ziamziak is doing is it's a really big gamble. Maybe it's gonna work on the other side, on the left. They are fully open, and I'm not sure. Do you wanna? Oh man! And now running has discovered him. What is he trying? Can you explain me?
No, I honestly don't know. Like, the intention is clear. He's trying to sneak some villagers to the pocket here. We've talked about this one the last time we cast together, that trading a flank to a pocket is a good trade for the player, or like for the team that is essentially losing their pocket. And now he's going for the berries. So it looks like the plan is simply that you want to disturb the pocket player of the enemy. And then essentially, even if you fall behind with your own flank, a pocket is more valuable than a flank. So that trade is possibly worth it for Ziamzak if they can slow down running here.
Then Thestosi, I believe that what he's going to do, it's going for a feudal approach. Full aggressive, I don't know. I'm gonna go to Thestosi point of view, and you guys can see what he's doing right now, because I'm really not sure what he's gonna plan. Let's go to Thestosi point of view. Everyone is blue on this team, because they are all picking team colors, and he should be about to go up after this village. Yeah, so he's gonna go up. He's not trying to go fast castle, that you might think, no, these guys are going to play with the slow approach, but they are trying to go aggressive, and then maybe it's gonna work. The problem is that red is gonna be super ahead to I mean, Classic Pro is gonna be super ahead to Ziamziak. Don't know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, that is a given. The question is, how much can Zastoshi do to compensate for it? By the way, Ziamzak has like 5 villagers under his town center that were idle for like a minute. And we also gotta give some credit out there for Zastoshi. If you take a look at the middle of the map for Zastoshi where he's voling, there's a villager at 1 HP and a vol in Lion. Everybody knows what was the story with that. He barely saved that villager. We were obviously focusing on Ziamzak's forward, but behind this, Zastoshi had some very nice moves out there to save a villager.
Yeah, that was very nice. I was just showing there, and on the right, red is now up as well. Blue is about to go up, so even with those two villages, he's having a good macro, but kill that scout. Knight helps. You don't want to lose. Okay, red is here with the scout, but it's not really full HP now. Gonna make the house, so he's denying the goal. But yellow is gonna go scouts as well with Teutons. So both pocket will do army, and now red is gonna send men at arms with Bohemians. On the left, everything is open. So they pick the, let's say, close map, but here everything is open.
Yeah, and you have a rush coming in on the left side as well, so a lot of harassment coming up. The intention is pretty clear. You're just trying to do as much damage here to the enemy pocket with one of your flanks, and then the other flank just trying to get a little ahead compared to the opponent's flank. And then you're expecting Zastoshi to snowball the entire thing. The question becomes whether Zastoshi is going to go very heavy in the feudal aggression, or he's going to try and squeeze out the fast castle, try to get some early knights out on the battlefield to potentially damage those players that were unable to wall. Because the key thing here, I feel, is that there are no walls up right now for AI, and that's something that could be exploited by a strong pocket from the Polish team.
Well, blue is gonna start to lose villages like madness. Siamsiak didn't wall anything. One villager completely down here. He's not walling the village on the berries. My goodness. Please, 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 reaction. Please, blue. Oh my god, please, Siamsiak. Oh man, this is not possible. This is not possible to me. I mean, this is seriously not possible. I mean, seriously? Well, it's a disaster. He's losing 4 villages and not even reacting. And that's just awful to watch.
More than 4.
I'm sorry.
He actually lost one of the forward wheels even, and he's about to lose the second one as well. So he lost 4 back at home, and an additional 2 on the front line. He's gonna be down to 15 villagers at 11 minutes. That's not a great start, if I may say so. The question is, did he do enough damage to Running? Because Running at least had to add farms, but I think Running has no trouble with that. He's playing Teutons, so if there is any civilization that's probably fine adding some farms here to compensate for lack of accessible food, that's probably the Teutons.
Yeah, that was definitely a really bad one. I don't know what happened. Maybe someone crashed because we don't see one of the players there. There was some lag. I don't know what happened with the camera. Well, I will see if I can fix that. Yeah. Okay, I think it's fixed it automatically. Yes, Classic Pro. Like, I mean, at this level, these kind of mistakes, you can lose the village wall in the palisade. Yes, you can lose those 3 villages in the berries. No, I mean, you really can't lose. I mean, seriously, you can't lose 6 villages in minute 12. Like, I mean, you Lidakor can lose. Me, I can lose too, but not them. I mean, honestly, I mean,
if I was playing a $30,000 tournament, I also couldn't afford to lose villagers like that. Because, as you said, losing the 2 forward villagers is one thing. Like, when you send those 2 villagers on a mission like that, you know that they will be killed eventually. But you don't want to lose 4 behind that. You already have a weak eco. Losing 4 more villagers back at home is a disaster. And even though the man-at-arms are now cleaned up, the problem is that if you take a look at Running, it's not like he's set back that much. Sure, I think he had to add a bunch of farms, but aside from that, he's fine. He's adding scouts. He's got 3 on the battlefield as compared to 5 or 6 from the opponent's pocket. But the big problem for the team of Ziamzak is that the other flank, that is Ziamzak, is just heavily damaged, very heavily damaged here. And that's a growing concern for them.
But this is very important. The archers are coming. If the scouts are going to be there, take the spear. Take the spear. Micro, my goodness. Micro against the spear. Thank you, man. You need to kill that. You are now together. 2 versus 1. It's true that there is only 1 archer, but he got the spear still alive. Red is now with 6 army. Green has 3, but he needs to send it quick. He has 2 spears. And remember that Bulgarians get 50% cheaper upgrades, and now he's having scale barred and armor already. Problem is that blue still have not a lot of army. What's happening in the other side? In the other side, we have to say that Winchester, that is a strong player, is having a huge problem as well, you know, because he's already with 4 villains behind. Teal forced him to have 1 minute 20 seconds idle TC, and he has a lot more army. So the truth is that El Norino, it's playing really great against Winchester.
He's playing really well over here. He's got the Ethiopians bonus as well, of course, against the Saracen archers, but his micro is still really good here. Like, we're talking about one of the best micro players in the world, that is Winchester, and he is able to put up a really good fight against him. So this flank is actually doing pretty well for Professor and his Muppets. The question mark is gonna be the other flank, because if Ziamzak is able to recover, I think this could still be a pretty good scenario or pretty good spot for the Polish team to be in. But they really need to continue doing damage to Winchester, and they need to make sure that, Ziamzak is able to recover, or you do some damage to Classic Pro, and that might be a thing here. Classic Pro losing 2 villagers on his gold mine. It's a nice step towards recovery here for the Polish team.
Yeah, but I don't know what Ziamzak is doing, really. I mean, I don't know what is he doing today. I mean, why that archery range there? Look at the spot. He's gonna lose another villager. I don't understand anything at all. That archery range is... Why the archery range there, man? Make it at home. Why the archery range there? This I don't understand. Green is playing insane because he's playing really good. Teal is playing really good. They have better score than all the other players in the game. But now... I don't know what's happening with blue. True is that red has the same army than blue, so green is not in a big problem because it's not going to be a double. Actually, their arches are the same. Now green has all the upgrades, is missing all the bloodlines, and well, as I mentioned, green is playing really good with a good economy to go up to Castle Age, much faster than yellow if you check. Amazing.
And one of the reasons why Norino's aggression here is so good is because he's keeping those walls open. Winchester was trying to stonewall it, as you pointed out, it's gonna be Castle Age for Zastoshi. If he can appear here with 2 or 3 knights at the beginning of Castle Age, that could be devastating against Winchester. So keeping those walls open is vital, and I feel like this is exactly how the Polish team has to play this one. Get to Castle, get to a couple of knights. The problem is that it looks like running is just gonna go full feudal over here, and you could easily find yourself overwhelmed by just full scouts here if you're not cautious.
Yeah, well, then blue, what he has to do is to keep doing archers and some spears as well. Do army, do really army. It's true that green can still hold a little bit because he has +1/+1, no bloodlines though. Even if he wall Winchester, man, Teal is playing fantastic. Like really good because he's against Winchester and he's doing a great job. You can see the score even with this really sloppy game by blue. The score is the same pretty much, and they have green going up. Red now is on the way to Castle Age. That's the huge problem. Classic Pro is already on the way to Castle Age, while blue is Lidakor on the way to die.
He needs to finish those walls right now. Like, that is not even a question. He needs those walls up because you need some sort of buffer, but you see... Ooh,
with a stone, he needs to a stone wall. Like, these palisades are not gonna do anything. He has to stone wall here. I don't know what you think. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can send one villager to break through that palisade gate. It's a bit of an exaggeration, but that's not going to hold off anything. But what's more important is the middle area. Look at the pings going off in the middle. Those are still open. So even if you wall up with stone walls, there is still an opening in the middle, and there's a villager being sent around by Classic Pro, potentially to wall. Likely he's gonna get killed by wolves here, or lions rather. That could be a concern for him. That will leave that side open. Castle Age, almost indo for Zastoshi, and with the Bulgarians, cheaper blacksmith upgrades, he could easily get himself those key upgrades at the early Castle Age.
It's crazy how blue
Archer numbers
now
also
is
better for Ziam.
Yeah, now it's recording really well, and this is very nice because if you kill now the villager and he kill it, and you make some damage there, well, you can get some time. And look at blue. Well, blue is fully wall, and now he's about to go up. If he didn't have that terrible start, he's not playing bad. He's playing fine, absolutely fine. And Testosi is already in Castle Age, chainbarred in armor with bloodlines, and well, let's see what they can do because Teal is with a very solid position. Look at Teal, like. He's almost in Castle Age, while Winchester is still not up. If they played this properly, this is far from over, even if blue got a terrible start, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with you. He needs to stonewall, which is something that he's doing right now. And I feel like if you're the team of Ziamzak, you have to focus your attention to the left side, because, as you said, Winchester is not going up yet, whereas Norino is already up, and you also have Zastoshi up already. So you could easily double team Winchester with 2 Castle Age players, and that could cause a lot of damage to his eco to compensate for the damage that was there at the base of Ziamzak. But we talked about those palisades. Oh man, this is so painful.
Red is coming. The score is now ahead for the Polish team. But Blue need to save the village. It's not up to Castlage yet. He's gonna lose everything. Why he's not moving the village to the TC? Please. Like, I want to cry when I see things like this. Like in the video. Yes, like in the promo video. Because it's unbelievable. Lidakor, I can't deal with this. Seriously.
It's painful. Like, he's now fighting with archers against the crossbowmen. The crossbows do have Botkin now. They even have the +1 defense, which is something that ZM is lacking. This is not a fight that you can take unless you're micro god.
On the left! Kill the villagers! Crane! Crane! Thank you.
He's gonna find it.
Okay, he found it. I was like, if he's not finding this, what can I do? Anyway, if they sacrifice Blue, because Blue is quite bye-bye in the game, they still have a good position. Green and Teal are clearly ahead. Like, Teal is super ahead. This is so funny, because Teal is killing with archers the stonewall from the Saracens. The Saracens usually should be the player that is doing that, right? Killing the buildings, you know? But no, it's Teal because, man, El Norino is just dominating purple. And Green? Oh my god, that's an amazing Knight's Juice when he's doing the TC.
Let's go.
To Classic Pro, okay, he denied that one, he's not killing a lot, but creating chaos. And now, Blue is on the way to Castlage with 42 villagers. Mr. Lidakor, what's happening in this game?
Yeah. And Winchester, he's losing the front of his base because I think some of those walls and even the market was built on the cracked terrain, which means it's taking a lot more damage. I mean, there's a chance here for El Norino to break through. But still, they need to somehow stabilize that right-hand side flank. Because if they're playing a long game over here, they need Xiamzak as well. They need some stone walls out there, not just on the flank, also in the middle areas. Because otherwise, Running would just keep running into the enemy eco here with Knights over and over.
I really believe that those Knights from Zastosi, that is doing an amazing game in my opinion, is gonna kill absolutely all the crossbows. He's doing an amazing job. But after all these, Xiamzak has one villager less than the Classic Pro. I know that he has now the second TC, but he's one villager less only. So he's still more or less okay. More or less okay. Just only more or less. Oh man, but on the left, let's focus. Because if he's getting inside, and that's the thing, it seems that now Green and Yellow are on the right side. And if he's doing some big badaboon against those crossbows, no, he lost it. You don't want to lose this advantage. Teal might be now excited because he feels that there's gonna be blood, you know? That he's gonna take Winchester maybe and make some more damage. But Winchester has a small heal there that is helping him a lot. A lot.
Yeah, and of course the defensive tower is also helping a lot. And on the right side, soon you can't avoid fighting that army any further. You see that Zastoshi is pulling back right now, just waiting for the key numbers to pile up. But at one point, he's gonna have to make a stand. And the question is, where is the army here from Xiamzak? He's still waiting for that crossbow upgrade. And that allows Classic Pro and Running to push very deep over here. But do you want to push this deep? That's the question. It's a little risky here for AI,
I don't know, but Green... Oh, but the Green is sending the Knights, the reinforcement. Please, at this point, you can't lose a single unit. Now Yellow is coming with more Knights. Blue is doing some boom here. What is still? Now 3 Micros. The micro on the left, that has to be insane. Really, really good. Blue has now the crossbows, doing the Botkin arrow. Well, he did Botkin arrow too. There is few Knights as well. He's doing a monastery trying to defend, but he's gonna be able, Green, to hold against two. It's too many crossbows and Knights. Too many crossbows and Knights. It's crazy because Xiamzak is usually a very, very solid and stable player, and not today. So this is one of the questions that I'm always asking to the co-caster. The pressure of the tournaments, man. I mean, if they are all experienced players, it's not the same playing normal game, rated games, or even a, let's say, a smaller tournament, and when you are playing even a $30,000 prize, and you know that a lot of people is also watching. So, yeah, I believe that it has to be that, because otherwise, it was some really crazy mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of pressure in these players. Like you said this before, this is one of the biggest tournaments, if not the biggest tournament, that these 3 players on the Polish team have played in. There's a lot of pressure, especially because you don't want to let your teammates down. Just imagine this. You have a left flank that's playing an insanely good game against Winchester. You don't want to be the guy that falls apart, so there's a lot of pressure on you, and that pressure can often get to you, force you to make mistakes like the one we're seeing on the right side once again. And the villager losses are just tremendous now. I mean, he's down to 37 villagers when the opponent's players are actually getting close to Imperial. That is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, Teal is gonna be almost in Imperial. He's almost in Imperial. He's up to Imperial. He's playing really great. Winchester is going up with 2 TCs while his opponent has 3 Tone Centers. Like, seriously, Teal is dominating Winchester big time. And that's a bad signal for Winchester because, in theory, this is not the strongest team. And if they have these problems against the Polish team, even if they qualified, they will have to play, in my opinion, better, Mr. Lidakor. And we have to look not only for this series, for the whole tournament, right? And they will face, if they will advance in quarterfinals, incredible teams, like top teams.
And even before that, they need to win this series. Like right now, they're in a good spot, but they can't afford to make big mistakes because, as you said, for example, Teal is playing a really good game against Winchester, for example. And, you know, right now, Ziamzak had a very bad game. Imagine that he just had half as bad of a game as it was.
They commit on the right. They commit on the right. Lidakor, they commit on the right. There is a big battle. Now a lot of farces from blue, a lot of from red. The good thing is, if green and blue are killing, and they will kill all. They want to kill all. They are going to kill all. They're going to take everything. Red is going to be an Imperial, yes. But that Imperial is going to be a little bit useless because that army is going to be gone. All clean it. And now the Polish team is taking the score lead. And ladies and gentlemen, on the right, when the Ethiopians are gonna be with the +3, with the Arbalest and with chemistry, and that's gonna be in a moment, Winchester is gonna have problems because Ethiopians are just better, really better. Now it's time for blue to make the damn stone walls, and then green go together with teal. Green problem is that he has now 84 villages, so all that raid they did to green, it matters. It matters that now yellow got the advantage. But check the military numbers, Lidakor. Right now, military numbers is insane.
It is insane indeed, and this is where you have to set yourself up for a timing push. You know that the opponents are going into Imperial, or they're about to reach it. So you have to do damage right here, right now. And keep in mind, those buildings, some of them are built on cracked terrain, so it's much easier to break through. And as you said, the villager count isn't looking very healthy for the Polish team, but if they can use the army advantage that they have right now, they could do a ton of damage. And honestly, if you take down that blacksmith, you might even deny the bracer upgrade here from Classic Pro. Could be even more devastating than what we thought it would be.
Yeah, but he's not doing it. He's trying to get inside. They know that if they get inside now with this army, he's snowball a lot. He's doing the Arbalest upgrade. Now he still try to kill. He's not killing. The good thing is that he's getting time from himself. Green is now on the way to Imperial, but you know a problem? White Teal is not going through the middle. The map is open the whole game. Check in the middle, or it's not. Okay, no. He wallet on the left. Okay, he wallet in this area.
Okay.
I mean,
I
wallet.
checked it.
It
you told me to check it. I checked it. It's walled.
It wall. I mean, I didn't see. I thought in the minimap that was open. Fans got at this Explorer. I need glasses, amigos. I want to see the damage, but they are walled completely. Teal still with 80 villies and a lot more army than Winchester. And now bomber cannons are coming. But the big problem is that Yellow is gonna be there with the Cavaliers. Red is now trying to come. Please send more than one villager. I can't believe that he is still there with a house or with an archery range when he has Arbalest. Why he didn't send 4 villages, for example, stone walls, fortified wall, and you get time for yourself? Why he's not doing that? Because if you check the population, blue is in castle, but they still have 67 villages, while red 74, and now he has a house. This is incredible. Why he's not walling?
Oh man, that's painful. You got one job to do. Vol. You know you're behind. You can't really contribute military-wise because you are still in Castle Age. So you just have to do one single thing. Vol and try to buy time for your teammates to potentially carry this game. Now it's once again open and you're facing Cavaliers, Teuton Cavaliers, I may add. And now it's going to be soon Paladins. Conics will hit the field, but they're lacking +4 defense. Arbalests are out there, and I just don't know what a Castle Age player with only crossbows can do against this. And there is just insufficient army here for Zastoshi to take this down 2v1.
Nah, now they can't do anything. Now it's impossible. He has Cavaliers, he's gonna have the Paladins. The problem is that Blue has played, sorry to say, but has played a bad game, you know, and at this level, in a decided match against these players, and remember, Winchester, Classic Pro and running, if you play like this, you die. I mean, you simple die. You die, you get destroyed, and this is exactly what is happening now. He's getting destroyed. He needed to make fortified walls. You know, fortified walls. It was and it's a map that you can do it. We are not talking about Coliseum.
Yes.
We are not talking about African Sprint. In this map, you can wall. And if you wall, I think they were still in a okay position in the game, you know, because Steel has been always, all the time, much more ahead than Winchester. Yeah, he still is, but obviously he can't push. And Blue is again getting destroyed.
And the difference is the walling, because if you take a look at the left, Winchester was able to hold this because he had some walls up the entire game, and now it's gonna be even bigger problems for Ziamziak. He's getting close to Imperial, but now there's gonna be a castle in his face, and this is gonna be very difficult and time-consuming to clean up. Time that they can't afford to lose right now, especially with Paladin upgrade now finishing for the Teuton player, and he can just afford to spam those into the eco of Ziamziak. Ziamziak is essentially dead here. They can't save him.
Well, he has been dead the whole game, and now he's doing the castle with 4 villages instead of 10, 20 villages. He's gonna lose a lot more. He's now getting destroyed. That castle maybe is gonna be up because they don't see that villager. Okay, still that archers all being destroyed.
What are those siege workshops, man? Wait a minute. Look at the base of Zastoshi. We have 2 siege workshops here for Classic Pro making cap drams. I'm just now noticing.
I know. I did notice, but I'm feeling bad.
But you're a
I'm
pro
feeling
caster
bad.
and I'm not.
Yeah, feeling bad for the Polish team because I think this game could have been for them if they just played at their best level, because this is not their best level for sure. They have done so many mistakes, and now Elite Con is going to be there, but with Paladins and Arbalest in the middle, the game is absolutely over, guys. It's gonna be a 2-0 game, and well, they have to put their A game here, otherwise it's gonna be very difficult for Polish team to do anything against, well, a team that is quality, let's say. You know, it's really quality. One of the strongest team for sure. He could have been qualified directly without qualification, but they were the seed number 9. You know, and they took the 8th seed from Insanity. So in a very close series, Mr. Lidakor. And now he's just cleaning Zastoshi, and the game it's just going to be over here. Almost sure. He can't against Paladins and Arbalest. He's lonely, and well, it's what it is.
Yeah, double the army numbers now for AI. They do have more villagers as well, but if you just look at Green's base, I think the situation is clear. The base of Ziamziak isn't looking much better either, so
I don't see
this
Green.
is just a matter of time.
Lidakor, I don't see Green anymore. You see green color in the minimap? I don't. I see yellow only.
I do.
Yeah.
I mean, his population is looking terrible. Well, he has 100 villagers, truth be told. It's not gonna amount for too much, but it's something, right?
How might be feeling El Norino that look how he's destroying Winchester. Winchester has 20 army, while El Norino already 40. Bomber cannons, another castle, and that's why they probably don't resign, you know. But they know that well, 2 players are now dead. Already is here with the cab rams, and well, is destruction, guys. GG guys. AI 2-0. Unfortunate games by Ziamziak. Unfortunate game by Ziamziak. Hopefully he will put now his best gameplay like he did in the previous series. Because if not, I mean, if you are not at your best play and the other team it is, the team has no chance. Even more when you are, let's say, the underdog, Lidakor.
I agree. This is one of those games where I can just say this was a game lost but won for the Polish team. And the reason why is because, yes, they just lost the game, but they did so when one of their players had a pretty terrible game. And in these scenarios, you always have to consider that, okay, if I don't make terrible mistakes like that, like the ones that happened in this game, then we actually have a good shot. Like, we have seen that we are capable of beating the enemy here if we are playing our best. Obviously, you need to play your best in here, but in a way, at least you have gotten confirmation that it's not like you're going to get completely stumped. If you make key mistakes like that, sure thing, you will lose. But there were a lot of promising things to be seen from the Polish team in this one, Professor and their Muppets. Especially the performance of El Norino.
Yeah, but
was really good on the left side.
They could also, he was also stubborn because he, with a big advantage, since he got a tower and almost wall, he could have wall there with a gate and send all the archers, not Arbalest, all the archers in castles to the other side. If you do that, also, you also kill. Because they were in some moments and some positions, so they were also kind of stubborn. But still, Blue was with a really big disadvantage. And what you do in this kind of map, guys, you have seen, I mean, many of my viewers have seen a lot of times that in close maps like this, well, Arena, Black Forest, all the maps, you wall fortified walls. You just get time for your team, and your team can come back. If you wall with a house, what you can do? Only and Saracen's bonus.
Terrain.
Yeah, and Saracen's bonus as well. You just die. Guys, this is game number 2. Let's go for game number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting game number 3, and you can see it there. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you for the support, because it's really important if we want to keep going with more and more events. And ladies and gentlemen, Donut is the map, and that wasn't supposed to be their map, but they picked this one, which I like it. They surprised completely. So now we see Frank's Malay for Xianxiak, and he's facing Winchester with Vietnam. And on the right side, we have Aztecs versus Mayans. Oh, what a classic. I love it. I really love it. And then pockets, Burgundians and Franks. Burgundians is... Oh man, what it is Burgundians? Mr. Lidacor, who has better civs, and these Burgundians is insane civilization.
I know a pro player that once said a very famous quote, Burgundians, they must be making Cavalier. Alright, so going into this one...
Sorry, I'm muted. I'm muted, Lidacor. I muted myself.
Oh.
It's not that simple, man. It's not that simple. It's not that simple.
It's
because
not that simple.
in feudal, in feudal we'll have some problems, because there's no bloodlines, and then in castle we will see. But in feudal age, I believe that Franks will be better. There's no bloodlines as well. So what we need is, again, what we were talking before, your best game for all the players, and then we'll see, because the civilizations are so interesting.
Indeed, civilizations are going to be an interesting one to look at. Right side is an Aztecs versus Mayans matchup. This time around, Anonero is going to be matched up against Classic Pro. Previous game, he was up against Winchester, and he played really well against Winchester. So if he can deliver the same thing on this map, that's going to be very dangerous on the right flank. The big question is whether Xianxiak is going to be able to perform better than the previous game, because he needs to step things up here. He can't afford to make mistakes like the things that happened in the previous game. I'm not going to say that that was the only thing that they lost the game for them, but it was a very significant contributor to that defeat in game number 2.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, we see already El Norino doing the Barak, that is playing definitely a spectacular tournament. And remember, guys, if you are new in the channel, we didn't even have time to play the video for Donut, because we didn't know that it was Donut. The dashboard wasn't working. All this area that I'm showing now in the stream, it's, impossible to wall. It's impossible to wall. And let's see what is happening. Let's check if there is something bugged, because they shouldn't pause. We see all the players there. So I don't know if they are typing something. Maybe they need to relax. Maybe, I don't know. But because maybe some resources has less tile of gold or something. I'm just checking and everything is fine. Lag. Okay, it's because there's some lag.
Okay, it looks like it was just lag. Yep.
Yeah, the servers are not working lately great. That's the truth. I have been feeling this by myself when I have played. Anyway, hopefully it's gonna be fine. And now, Mayans. It's gonna go militias. I prefer Mayans than Aztecs, to be honest. Lidacor, don't know what you think.
Yeah, longer lasting resources makes it so well streamlined. I think that's one of the biggest powers of the Mayans, and that's one of the more underappreciated things that goes with the Mayans. Everybody's talking about the plumed archers, but how about those longer lasting resources opening up a variety of options at the beginning of the game? And it's something that helps you facilitate such early aggression as well. In the meantime, it looks like we do have... what is that? Something was pinged on the left side over here, and it looks like we do have some sneaky militia sneaking through the forest over there on the left side for Winchester. This time around, it looks like quick walls are nice from Xianxiak, though. He needs to make sure he doesn't lose a villager here in Dark Age.
Okay, now it's walling fine. This is exactly what we wanted to see. If you are completely fine like this, then you won't have a problem, and you will be ahead with your opponent. He needs to make the quick walls. He's now doing the mill. It seems that blue is playing normally, but now he's not taking the ships properly. Let's see that mill. He's coming with the militias as well. And honestly, he should be completely fine. Purple is not up. While blue is about to go up, he has the militias as well, but they're doubling. You can see how yellow is there with the scout. So green need to be there as well. And where is green scout? I don't see it. Let me just click. He's completely in the opposite side. Yeah, but that's the thing. He's lonely, you know? Like, the scout, Thastose is just not with the teammate, where the others are together. And now you can see, he took, also not being together, he took also half of militia HP from TL. So, it's small details, and all these details matters, Lidakor.
Absolutely. It matters a lot. You get the impression that he's just trying to help out Anorino with that push, but it's still very far from materializing, whereas on the other side, there is already a pressure that's in place for Xiamzak, or against Xiamzak. So, indeed, that scout from Zastoshi could have potentially been better used as a defending force in the base of Zastoshi, but I mean, Xiamzak is fine, and now that the scout has actually run through its feudal age scout, it's able to potentially deny the villager from repairing those walls any further. And now the men-at-arms, or actually just militias right now from El Noreno, are looping around. These were some late militias, by the way. He only started making them as he was going to feudal. Decided not to upgrade them to men-at-arms, only made 2 of them, so it's not gonna be a tremendous amount of aggression from those. It's mostly gonna be double-range archers, though, instead.
Yeah, but I'm checking now on the left. We see 4 militias for Winchester. He's going with 4 militias, but blue is up already. He need to make the men-at-arms. Why is Yamsian is not doing the men-at-arms? Because he still prefer to do villas. I can't believe this. I really can't believe. You see that your opponent is coming with 4 militias. You are in feudal age. Please, unqueue some villas. Unqueue some villas and make the men-at-arms. If your opponent is doing the men-at-arms and he's coming forward, it's gonna be a really bad time. And this is exactly what is happening. I'm going to blue point of view. I'm gonna put this area here. And you can see that he's gonna have the archery range there. He's doing the houses, he's walling, yes, but why then you are much faster? Why you make 3? Now he's gonna lose everything. All the militias, he's gonna make a tower here in his face, a tower that is gonna probably take the gold, he's gonna take the wood, and all the militias are gone. I don't understand what he's doing. I know that double archery range is great, but yeah, okay. And
it's
I will remove
this. So painful. Because, as you pointed out, like, if you had a man-at-arms yourself, you could potentially even prevent that archer range from going up. Now you're facing a tower on your primary gold, potentially threatening your lumberjacks as well, and a forward archer range that now is capable of just pumping out skirms right away to pick off your initial archers. And on the other side of the map, Zastoshi and Anorino are doing a pretty good job against Classic Pro, but Winchester right now is stomping Xiamzak. And once again, we could see a very similar scenario to what we have seen in the previous game, where one flank could just easily collapse early game and there might not be a path to recovery for them.
Yeah, and I think they smell the blood. Just look at those villages chasing the men-at-arms, chasing the scout. I don't know what he's doing in this area, and I really believe that they're feeling that Xiamsiak is not his day, so they are less double him, because they are double him all the time. Now the men-at-arms are coming also together. The archers are there. Let's see, he does have another scout. Okay, he has the archers. Now he has good amount of archers, and that's good. Because double archery range, while now Winchester only have 1 archery range, but that archery range is on the wood line. And he has no more wood, no other lumber camp. That's a real problem. But oh my god, but the guy in El Noreno is just destroying everyone that he's playing against. He's killing Classic Pro now. He killed Winchester, now killed Villiers. He has a lot of archers. Well, Teal is just playing amazing. Really, really amazing. And the truth is that if you check the Villiers numbers and the military numbers, Polish team is slightly ahead in both. And look at those villages, yes. 12 more. Wow.
I mean, that's not what I would call slightly. I would call it a massive lead.
Massive.
Of course, some of that comes from just melee, but Running also lost a villager here to Zastoshi's scouts harassing him. And things are slowly adding up here. The concern is that you still have an army at the back of your pockets, Eco. But if you can clean these men-at-arms and scouts up, and if you can somehow stabilize the base of Xiamzak over here, you're gonna be in a good spot. It's all gonna come down to whether Xiamzak can stabilize here. And I don't know, like, that's still a question mark to me.
Yeah, well, blue is adding a tower, is a good tower, but purple by a stone. He just have now 185 stone to probably make another tower. Yeah, what happened?
How much army does Classic Pro have? Give me a number.
Literally
How much
zero,
army
man.
does Classic Pro have?
Literally zero, man. He's getting destroyed. He lost in the middle. Look at the score. I mean, I'm just telling you, I have got the feeling in all the games that if Xiamxiam was just playing his best game, they are playing better. Like the Pocket was playing amazing, better than running, and is doing it again. Teal is playing great all the games because he's destroying in all the games, honestly. Well, let's don't say destroying, but really ahead. But in this game, he's destroying. 38 villains, 9 villains more, 16 army, 2 army. What the hell is that one? I mean, seriously. And purple now, he's not ahead of his opponent. Well, he's doing a tower, but a tower without army? Well, just relocate your buildings and that's it. This is what he's doing another archery range. The problem is he's gonna take another farm, but that's not giving a lot of advantage to Winchester, honestly. Not giving a lot of advantage. One problem is that yellow is on the way to Castle Age, and that's a problem.
That's definitely a problem. Now, on the other hand, we will have Castle Age soon coming in for Zastoshi as well. But,
yeah,
you know, the
he's gone.
Burgundians really come online as they reach Castle. But honestly, I like the scenario that the Zastoshi's team is in right now. Because the thing is that Xiamzak, as we discussed, he's not playing his best right now. But at least he's slowing down Winchester. And that's enough. It's enough for him to just slow down Winchester, make sure that Winchester can't go elsewhere. Because on the right side, Zastoshi and El Monero are absolutely stomping Running and Classic Pro. Once again, the scouts are now inside the base of Running, and he's going into Castle Age, but that leaves him vulnerable, and this is where those Frank scouts, now with +1/+1, run into his base, force a defensive tower that's going to prevent him from adding additional town centers immediately. And yes, he's going to be faster to Castle Age, but is that going to benefit him that much? I'm not so sure, especially if these scouts can do some extra damage here.
I completely agree. I mean, he's fine, and now Green is gonna come. I think Green will go probably to... Oh my god! Xiamxiam finally doing the damage on Winchester base. You can say he's in danger, yes, but now he's gonna take so many. No. This is the 2-1 probably. It's probably the 2-1, and this tournament, guys, is crazy. Remember, it can look so over, but it's not. And now he's taking so many. Billy's number is still ahead. Army, Blue now has double the army than Winchester. Green has the scout now, denying more economy to Yellow, and Yellow has 35 villains up, 0 army. Green has the scouts fully upgraded there, and this is absolutely amazing position now for Pauly's team, because when Teal reach Castle Age, explain me what the hell Classic Pro is gonna be able to do in this situation with less army and just few skirmishes with the Aztecs. I'm telling you, against Maya's triple archery range, he will just die. He will really die. I don't know what you think.
I mean, there is exactly one thing that he can do. You get to open the chat box, type G, and then another G after it, and then press enter. That's the only thing that he's gonna be able to against Mayans. If he's beaten to Castle Age like that.
Oh, sorry. But look at also Winchester losing all the forwards. He didn't notice Winchester losing all the frivolous forward because now Blue, it's starting to play his best. Blue took all the villains forward, and now Xiamxiam is adding the market abuse, and he's Malai. Even if Winchester looks like he's going to go up faster, he's not. And Winchester is now dead against Xiamxiam. Teal is not dead. I mean, sorry, Red is not dead. Oh my god. Well, after those first 2 games, ladies and gentlemen, people in the chat, and you lead a core, would you expect this? Because now it looks really, really good for Pauly's team.
As I said, the previous game was a lost but won type of a game. They have played so promising. They have seen the blood in the water. They have seen that if they play their best, they have the ability to beat this team. And now look at this. Winchester is going into Castle Age, but that's where the melee comes online. Xiamza clicks up later, but he's still going to beat Winchester to Castle by 30 seconds. He's already ahead compared to Winch. Beating him to Castle by 30 seconds is going to just make that advantage even bigger. And now the crossbows are breaking into the base of Classic Pro. Classic Pro on the way to Castle Age here, but he could easily lose 5 more villagers before he reaches that, and then the snowball could just be too big. It's double the army, and a considerable villager lead as well for the Polish team.
He's going to the woodland. They don't care. They have the knights here. He has a lot of crossbows. Yellow has not enough cavaliers. He's gonna try to kill the tower. There's so many crossbows. You just need to go back. More knights are coming. He can kill the village. They can do whatever they want. Ballistic is already there, and honestly, we are discovering a new future good player. Remember that he's very young, and Norino is playing amazing. I mean, now they are playing all the team, but I don't know if you agree, but Teal has been playing so smooth the whole series, seriously.
Yeah, he has played really, really well. He's known as a team game player. If you take a look at his ladder rankings, he's got a very high team game ladder rating, but that's not something that a lot of people consider important because, well, that's not really relevant for one skill. He doesn't even have a 1v1 rating right now, but he's playing really well. And he's one of those players that, you never heard of him, but you put him into the right team, you put him into the right scenario, you give him a role that he's familiar with, and he's going to deliver, and that's what we're seeing right now. He's playing in a position and in a role that he's very familiar and comfortable with, and he's outplaying some of the biggest names of the entire Age of Empires 2 scene, and it's just so nice to see every once in a while new faces like that showing up.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at now the Knights with the crossbows used to go together, kill the Cavaliers. No. They're gonna kill everything. They're gonna kill everything. And Winchester is not even doing anything against Yamsek. Winchester is surviving, doing a castle. It's incredible how this game has changed. And the question is gonna be the serious change as well or not? Well, we will find out very soon because this game is about to be over. Why I'm telling this? 22 armies, 67 army. Ladies and gentlemen, Lidakor, if they come back in this game, we stop the stream and we don't cast Los Machos versus Insanity. I mean, seriously, if they come back in this game, we have to stop streaming, man. I mean, this is total domination.
Yeah, I mean, Classic Pro is essentially dead. Their only glimpse of hope is Rattan Archers that Winchester is putting onto the battlefield. But here's where it gets interesting. Winchester will have to keep his Rattan Archers back at home to defend against Ziam. So what will the Polish team do? They will head towards the running from the right side. And the thing is that Winchester won't be able to help because right now the things that they are missing is army numbers. It's double the army for Zastoshi's team. And the single thing that Winchester doesn't have is production. Rattan Archers, it takes time to build up numbers with them, and they don't have that time to build that numbers up.
Look at that commitment. Look at that commitment. I'm just checking the army, and here we see green and teal. Are we gonna see red and yellow? Probably not. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a push. Really good by Polish. They are taking all the risk. Now kill the Cavaliers, please. Just kill the Cavaliers, because if you kill those Cavaliers, it's gonna be impossible. I believe that it's gonna be impossible. Red, 31 villages, 5 army is taking now the gold miners, taking all, gonna take the tower. Oh man, what is happening in this one? Total
GG's
domination and GG call by the Polish team. Most of the people in the chat, 3-0, GG will play, call Los Machos and Insanity. No, they have to wait. And now Polish team is looking more focused. We don't see that smile anymore. You know what? You know why? Because now they believe, Mr. Lidakor, they believe that they can do the job and maybe, who knows, come back from the damn hell.
What an icebreaker of a game this was. And we talked about the previous game, the fact that El Norino could do so well against Winchester, the fact that they had a pretty good game until some things fell apart, gave them motivation to say, like, when you're down 2 games, you can go into the third game in 2 different mindsets. You can jump into that last game and say, oh yeah, we're gonna get stomped, just try to do something, see what we can do. Or you can say, hey, guys, we got a shot at this. We have played well in the previous game. We've made some mistakes, but we clean up those mistakes, we have a shot. And that's the mindset that Zastoshi's team, Professor and his Muppets, went into game number 3 and showed. They played with confidence. They believed that they can beat that team that they are up against. And now going into game number 4, they're going to get even more motivation because they no longer just believe that they can beat this team. They have evidence. They have seen that, look, we can beat these guys. And they're going into game number 4 with confidence. And suddenly, there's a momentum shift mentally to their favor because now Swords, or that is AI actually, Winchester Classic Pro and running, they're looking at this game saying, wait a minute, we were leading 2-0, but suddenly it's 2-1. And should they lose game number 4, they would go into a decider game in a set that decides their fate in Battle of Africa 3.
And not only that, I mean, El Norino APM, much higher peak than Winchester, higher average than Winchester, one of the fastest. That's a good APM, guys. That's a good APM. And another detail, Lidakor and everyone, they beat them in a home map. So they still have, in theory, one of their home map. Ladies and gentlemen, the series get so interesting. Game number 4 incoming. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are starting the game number 4. And now this is super important. And we are getting there, guys. We are getting there. starting the game, and Chinese Spanish Khmer versus Portuguese Persians Berbers. As we know and as we can see, there's always two TCs in the middle, let's say in the shore-freeze area, and one TC close to the water. One is Winchester China, and the other is Jiangxia Portuguese. Honestly, and I don't know what you think, but since Winchester is supposed to be the best 1v1 player, having Winchester on water, I don't think it's terrible for the Polish team. Don't know what you think.
It's an interesting debate because, as you pointed out, Winchester is probably the best 1v1 player of the three in AI. So if they really want to expand towards water themselves, then it's a concern that the best player of the opponent potentially is on water, because if it's a 1v1 on water, then you will think Winchester will likely win it. But if you don't really want to focus that much on water, I agree with you. Winchester being on water and focusing his attention there could also mean that, you know, the two less powerful players of the team will be focusing on land. Good start for Classic Pro over here. He's got a nice little TC spot. Same thing as well for running. He has actually decided to pick Khmer over here. Not sure how you feel about that civilization choice. We've been debating whether Khmer could be used for African Springs should we go into game number 5. Do you think it's a weird choice to see Khmer over here, or are you not surprised?
I think they don't have any other one that is better, you know, because for the potential decided game, there's still Magyars, if I'm not wrong. I prefer Magyars in African Sprint. Khmer here, it won't be as strong in the start, like the strongest one, because, I mean, it's worth it to use all the hand. There's a lot of hand now. But when the game goes longer, they are still very powerful, you know. The thing is, I'm just checking against what? And Persians and Berbers in the middle? In my opinion, perfect counter for Khmer. You can go with both Knight and Camels, both with great economy. Why? Persians, we all know. I don't have to explain. But Berbers, even if they don't have great bonus, well, the lists are faster. That also counts. But cheaper Knights as well. So can be great, really. Obviously, this is Spanish with the conks. I think this is the key of the game. How strong, how much damage can be a Spanish in this one. The water we have seen is important, but Spanish here is crucial. So I really believe that Green and Teal should try to go aggressive both, like we have seen in some games, and it's the best way to stop the Spanish civilization.
I agree. I mean, in the long run, you do have the camels to deal with the conks, but you never want those conk numbers to go very high. So aggression should mainly be targeting Classic Pro here with the Spanish. Also worth noting the fact that you don't just have the Berbers with the cheaper knights, you also have the Portuguese, which do have a very nice gold discount. So that's also a second aspect of the Polish team's unit composition. So they got a very, very cheap army to work with. And that's something that could help, facilitate that early mid Castle Age, very aggressive, just full unit spammed up push, because this map is difficult to roll. So if you go very heavy aggression in like late feudal, early Castle Age, that might be difficult to stop, especially if there is gonna be one player on the opponent's side, which is likely not going to be making a lot of army until he reaches Conquistadors, that is Classic Pro.
Okay, see, because we were watching the POV from Winchester, and sorry, but that was a mistake because this is the POV from Winchester. The one was El Norino. I wanted to show El Norino because, man, are you surprised? The first games he has done in this series, oof. I mean, really, really strong, man. With good civilization, yes. But you have to commit and you have to really execute. And he did perfectly in pretty much all the games.
Yeah, but so far he has played in the archer role in all 3 games that they have played. This could be the first time where he's playing a non-archer role. I think he's going to perform comparably well, but we do have to highlight that he hasn't played in a cavalry role just yet, and with the Persians, it's very possible that he's going to play with the cavalry. So it's gonna be interesting to see whether he's gonna be able to perform as good as he did in his archer roles in the first 3 games, playing as a cavalry civilization here.
Yeah, he's gonna go now. One small mistake is that he does have the barracks yet. You want to have as soon as possible. Now he's gonna make this stable, I believe, a stable, and now we see him in another role. So we are going to see how complete this player is. We were watching how yellow is moving so many villages all over the map, but now this is the stable. And green is not going for feudal. He's gonna go for the fast castle. He's gonna go up now. He's doing the loom. and gonna go up. And we see running, going for the scout as well with Khmer, 18 population. Economy though looks already better, quite better for Persians over Khmer. He has 2 villages more already. I know that the production is faster, but it's faster after feudal age. So some idle time for running or a slow TC. I don't know. Might be the TC.
Possible.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, maybe TC timing indeed. And it looks like Zastoshi is moving down south, and one has to wonder whether this is actually for stone, because if you're fast castling with the Berbers, going Camel Archer is not a terrible idea. Now, your eco, if you look at the numbers, it's not necessarily super powerful, but you do have the Shorefish powering you, so I think he might still be able to squeeze in a relatively well-timed castle and potentially even some Camel Archers. Looks like he's not going to consider that, though. He's going only for the gold. Would have been interesting to see Camel Archers, though, as a response to the Conquistadors.
Yeah, but I see Zastoshi with Barak. I think he's gonna go Knights, because he's mining gold. And if you're doing the Barak, it will be too much. I mean, obviously the Camel Archers need the upgrades, so the stable is needed as well. But if you do that from the start, your economy fall really behind. Yeah, I don't know what you think, but Classic Pro, oh my god. He's not mining a stone. Sorry, gold. He's gonna sell a stone then. Then he's gonna... Well, he will have to sell a stone, but... Yeah, he's selling stone. Okay. But you need mine gold. I mean... Now he's gonna send a lot villages to gold or what? I don't know.
I guess so. Yeah, he still needs a bit of a stone for the castle, but after that, I could even see him castling this gold spot over here, so he's gonna have like a steady and consistent, reliable source of gold. But speaking of which, we do have some scouts coming in here from Anonero. I guess we have our answer when it comes to him performing well with the cavalry civ as well. He picked off a villager here from running, which is a great accomplishment against Khmer. I mean, that's a civilization that can just jump into houses. Any villager that you kill is great value there.
Yeah, and well, you might be going to the houses, but it's idle time. So, yeah, it's still worth it. Now you have to be careful. There's many scouts from Yellow. I think he should go back. Yellow has forging. He didn't notice, but Yellow has forging. And now Teal... Oh, even with forging, he's taking a good battle. That's very nice, honestly. Because taking so even battle, not anymore. He lost to a scout in that second. Man, I bring bad luck to people, man. Not Menstradamus, Mr. Lidacor. Not good. Anyway, he's going back. Teal is still going back as well. He still have 3 villages more. Military numbers is similar. If they don't lose villages here, it's fine. The problem, I insist, is Spanish, the Kongs. But this is weird approach. He has now 700 stone, and now he put 5 villages on gold. So he will take a while to have resources to make conquistadors. He has 0 villages on gold. He wants to be extremely quick, but that maybe is not gonna work, because now green will have doubly stable, so he's gonna have knights much faster than his opponents.
What is this castle? What is the castle placement? What is that trying to protect? Like, why not place it closer to your teammate's gold mine, or just a different gold mine or something? I feel like that castle is just not doing anything other than making Kongs. It would have been a much better placement if it's a little closer to those gold mines or something. So weird.
Yeah, definitely not good. On water, by the way, blue seems to be losing against Winchester, but we have seen how the water, it's important, but till a certain point. Anyway, they are not losing too much. Let's see, guys, because any small mistake can be terrible here. Now, Zastoshi need to add a TC. Where the TC? I don't know what you think, but definitely in the goal, because if the Kongs are coming here, it's a disaster. And you need to make town center to protect the gold miners, because if the Kongs are coming, even if it's only one and you don't have a town center, then you're gonna be in a big problem. And that's what is gonna happen, actually. Anyway, they have knights coming. Yes, he's gonna go raiding. Now purple is on the way to castle with great population. Obviously, he has the fish and he got the water. But many scouts for Norino. I think they are going to take down the battle against Yellow. The knights are just coming, but I need to see some town centers in the south, because the Kongs are coming, man. I don't understand this gameplay. I mean, El Norino is fine. It's in feudal age. You need a tower, man. You need a tower. Well, I mean, even if you didn't explore the castle, it's pretty obvious that with the Spanish, it's gonna be a castle. I don't know what you think. So
they spotted the stone mining. they have seen the stone mining from before, and even if without seeing that, you should know that conquistadors are an option for Spanish, especially if you look at the age up timings. But there is going to be some camels out there at
Nice.
least, so there is something
Okay.
to deal with those initial conks. That's the reason why I didn't rush those towers or town centers.
Okay.
Still, that's not going to be sustainable in the long run. Like, you need something that protects your villagers passively, otherwise, at some point you would just get out microed by those conks.
Well, but here Green is doing a good job with the 2 camels. Now he's doing the tower. It was obvious that it was going to be needed. Green is now defending. Well, he has 3 camels. Those camels don't have the upgrades. He has, well, the skill bar, the number on Bloodless is fine. What he needs now is husbandry. But to be fair, good haul here by Green and El Norino. Really fine. Didn't lose anything. Just just 1 camel. But still, it's okay. It could have been a disaster.
Yeah, it could have been a disaster indeed, and I mean, it could still be a disaster because those green gold miners are still undefended, but at least you have got the camels over here. The question is, where did the knights go? And we got our answer to that. Look at the gold mine of Classic Pro and running. I know someone that has mentioned that that castle is misplaced because it's not protecting the gold. Do you know who that guy was?
Thank you for telling me how good caster I am. Yeah, it was me. Thank you, man, for reminding to the viewers. Thank you, Lidakor. You are a great
I was thinking
co-caster.
about something. I was thinking about someone else. I'm sorry.
No. It has to be me because I don't remember anyone else. So thank you, man. I mean, I will bring you more for co-casting because, yeah, it's an amazing support by you, man. Awesome. Oh, but now, oh my God, the timing. Why he didn't make the TC yet? Now the conks are there. He's not gonna take the goal. At least he move it. But now that TC is gonna go down. Oh boy, he need more camels. I don't know, but having Berbers, Castle Drop and Camel Arches sounds like the right call here. Don't know what you think. The camels, at least that you get all the upgrades, they are not the choice. They are not the answer. You need too many. I know that you can make too many, but look at the hits, man. It's killing all the camels, man. And now, it's gonna be very difficult to kill because Red will keep sending more conks. That's the problem, man.
Will he? Look at his eco. He's actually losing quite a lot of villagers over here. So sending knights isn't going, or sending conquistadors isn't going to be as easy as we thought it would be. He still has a respectable amount of conks and he forces a TC deletion over here. But he at least took a beating on his eco. You gotta clean these conks up, secure your control over the gold mine, and you still have a shot here if you are the team of Zemzak. But you're down by 13 vills, and it's something that you also have to keep in mind because there are way more town centers now in the work with Classic Pro's team.
Yeah, and the problem is that Green is now not mining gold. He's not mining any gold right now. That he has a husbandry? No. And Red will have now the husbandry. Green need to make the TC. But you know another problem? That now Green doesn't have a stone to make another town center. And I can't believe that, well, now he need to mine a stone. That mining camp, you have to delete it. It's a big problem. Well, it's a mess. Those scouts at El Norino are doing an amazing job. But now Green and Blue looks really behind. Green 35 villas, well, Red 42, but Green has only 1 town center. Red has 2 TCs, Lidakor and viewers. Yeah, I mean, gameplay execution can be ideal, can be great. Strategy is the most important. We were talking before starting this Decider series. And in the first game, remember Grand Barra, and in this one, not the best strategies in my opinion, because right now they have both camels, 2 civilizations with camel, Persians and Berbers. Why you want the same units?
Oh, and Anoniro is going to get punched in the face on the right side at the same time as well. I mean, he has already lost quite a lot of villagers to that 1 yellow knight. Now he's going to get slowed down on that TC.
Okay.
And as you said,
it's fine.
The problem is that you're full camels. It's not going to work long run, especially when those conquistador numbers are steadily increasing. But wait a second, Zemzak is out there for blood. He's coming in with crossbows. And Winchester doesn't have any land army. This could be the saving grace for Professor and his Muppets. Winchester doesn't have a land army.
Yeah, this is really good, because now you can raid. I mean, in fact, they have more army. So they really need to go aggressive, because what AI is doing is more boomy approach, while now they seems to be more aggressive, and they have Persians. You know, they're a great economy. It's true that they're behind in villas, yes, but that can change, because if you don't have army, you're gonna go raiding. I mean, Winchester did a mangonel. He has 68 villas, okay. He's Chinese economy obviously is insane. But now look at those camels. The problem is the camels don't have the husbandry. Look at the hit and run by the Kongs. Oh my god, it's gonna be painful to watch this. He has the husband. It's true that there's so many camels and you need to really micro properly. Teal is with the chain and armor. He's doing an okay job. But the problem is that they will always go to the castle. Still, they're killing more villagers. Classic Pro has lost 11. No, but Running has killed 12 as well. So, yeah, it's more or less. Mr. Lidakor.
Yeah, I mean, Running had like one night killing all those villagers out there. Behind this one, Winchester is just going full boom, as you pointed out. Now he's dropping Castle on the left side. And this is where things are getting sketchy for Professor and his Muppets, because with all those camels on the field, Chukonu is a great choice for Winchester. And he's got a full boom. He also started picking up the relics from those islands. They need to do a ton of damage here to the other two players. Essentially make this a 1 versus 3 for Winchester. And they might have a chance, honestly, because the thing is that the army numbers are still looking way better for Professor and his Muppets, but they need to translate and convert that into economy kills. Otherwise, that 50 villagers lead that Winchester's team has will snowball the game.
Yeah, well, there's one knight also on the right that is doing damage. Only one knight, and Teal is not checking that gather point. Now there's more knights coming. There's a lot of raiding. It's a lot of raiding. Classic Pro is losing now huge amount of villages. He's getting destroyed, to be fair. They're killing him, I mean, a lot of villages, so many, but you need to kill more than one player. They're killing one. You need to take now another. One player is not enough because Yellow and Purple has a great economy. Or great village number. Because having village numbers doesn't mean that you have a great economy. You know, you have the population.
I agree.
If you're getting raided and so on, oh boy, and this is massive damage here.
It's a ton of damage. They're still behind by 40 vills, but if you take a look at Classic Pro, it's down to 42 vills. And this is where you have to shift focus. You have to start doing damage to Running and Winch. You can't allow two players to have a full boom like that, especially because we're seeing Running starting to add some elephants over here. Elephant Chukonu, I mean, I don't know how you stop that with the army that you have right now, but you might still have a glimpse of hope here if you can just constantly raid that right-hand side.
But they're killing!
That's where a lot from Winchester's eco is at.
But they're still killing to Yellow a lot, and it's couple of elephants, and then that's delayed you yourself to go up. Okay, well, the score lead is still there. Also remember that the water gives a lot of points. Now doing ballistic, and he's gonna lose those crossbows. Okay, and what about the knights? No, they are trying to counter raid. Problem is the castles, and as you mentioned, Winchester is still booming. Oh, but he's ready. They're raiding everywhere. They're ready now to Winchester as well, with few knights as well. That's really good because they force them to do more army. You can see more villages now for Winchester going down. This is pretty crazy, and remember that they have Persians. Obviously, they need a minimum economy going. They need to have more echo as well, but they keep killing a lot. Now they need to go away on the left, and now really don't know where to look because there's raidings all over the map. My goodness.
And that's exactly what Xiamxia's team has to do, raid all over the map. They're behind in eco, you have to compensate for it by killing villagers left and right. And behind this one, Xiamxiak is also secretly sneaking up to Imperial here. He could have a very nice Arbalest timing, and there is one weakness of this build-up from Winchester's team. That is the fact that all the castles that Winchester could produce the Chukonu on, and he's also going to be on his way to Imperial, all the castles that he's producing the Chukonu on are on the left side, which means that the right-hand side eco is completely exposed. I think that's where the Spearhead has to go for Xiamxiak's team to do further damage.
Yeah, let's see what is gonna happen. Obviously, you want the castles there probably because the gold and the stone is so important. He's doing a third one. It's gonna be very difficult. Winchester has been almost untouched. Really almost untouched. It's true that they're doing a lot of damage to red and yellow. Really a lot. And if we think about this, green, teal, and blue has been almost untouched except few villagers. You know, they didn't really get a lot of damage. So let's see if now that blue is on the way to Imperial in a moment, he could raid purple. They really need to take economy from Winchester. They have to, or it's gonna be a big problem. And green up to Imperial. I mean, if they get two players in Imperial, be careful because red won't go up to Imperial in this game. He lost a lot. Yellow is also getting raided all the time. And Running keep committing on doing knights in Castellage, and we have two players in Imp from the Polish team. Oh my goodness. And then maybe green just go full army. But now the Chukunus are
Look
coming.
At the eco, man.
Yeah.
Look at the ecos.
It's the same
almost
village
even.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting there. They're getting there. Oh my god. The timing, the momentum. The momentum. But yeah, there's a lot of camels. They have now more army from AI. You know, but well, army is relative. They have also galleys on water that count and is useless right now. More camels are coming, but Red is coming with a forward castle. That's the big problem. The big problem is they don't have any control of the goal. They are getting, yeah, all the control. AI is getting all the gold and the stone, and that's in the south. I know that they will have 2 players in Imperial, but oof. They need castles, man. And they don't have a single castle or not even a stone to make a castle. That's a huge problem. Wow. Running is doing now double with tanks. I didn't even notice. Holy moly.
Yeah, like, the problem is that, look at that. Winchester is just castle dropping everything on the left side. He knows that that gold and stone is essentially the lifeline right now for the Polish team here. Another castle goes up, and this is the problem. You see, Anoranger always has to pull back the knights because they can't fight under those castles. And the engagements just keep getting bigger and bigger. Ziams are losing all the crossbows.
Exactly. On the left, the Lucy, they are not playing together. They are not playing together now. They have a lot of army, but they are not playing together here. I think they were doing a good approach, but they are not playing now together. They are not moving those villages. He has the camels. Where's the knights? The knights are lonely. If the knights were together with those crossbows, they will take probably a lot because he has 18 army. So they are going to be in Imperial now. Green buying a castle. That's nice because he's going to be in Imperial. And I insist that they have good civilizations. I really don't think that the camels was the right choice. With the camel archers, they will counter the conks much better. They will be also protected.
Look at the Eco running though.
What
Wait a minute.
He's killing all.
Where did those Teal Knights come from? Let's go. That's a lot of damage done just before Imperial.
Yeah, he's killing so many. So many, but army numbers is now a big difference. And the problem is not the army numbers even. Is that now Winchester is coming with, with all those Tucunus, with the Trebuchet, and if they take that castle down, it's the only castle they have. There's all the south area for AI. So the Polish team won't have any chance to take that area at all. I don't know.
Like that castle has to stay up. That's not even a question. That castle has to stay. And if you're Zastoshi, you have to be mining stone like an absolute lunatic. Because you will need a lot of stone for repairs. You might need to drop a second castle as well. Hold off this assault as long as possible. Because as long as you have gold, you have a chance. Keep in mind that we're going to have 3 players from the Polish team up in Imperial. If they can maintain control over that gold mine, they still have a chance. But they can't afford to lose that castle on the left side. That's their lifeline to this game.
Yeah, but look at the Kongs also in the middle doing more damage. Now the Arbalest and Blue. Blue is not doing any damage now within the Imperial. The ideal would be that he can attack in the north. Now Yellow has so many knights. He's on the way to Imperial. Teal has no army. Guys, this is AI in the quarterfinals. This is AI in the quarterfinals because that castle is not gonna be repaired anymore. He's repairing a little bit, but it's 3 trebuchet. Then they will lose all the gold and stone. They are also killing all the gold miners with a couple of knights. And ladies and gentlemen, the Polish team tried, but they didn't pick, in my opinion, in a couple of games the best strategy. And definitely the Conquistadors are just very, very strong. They did double camels, and now Yellow with 104 villages and 34 knights that are going to be cavaliers. It's gonna raid the Green forever. Green has no army, they won't have any resources, they don't have military. And the Polish team that has tried their best, and they did really, really well, is going to be out of the tournament. But, well, a lot of more fans they have gained it. For sure, Mr. Lidakor, because this is almost impossible, and they are going to be bye-bye.
Yeah, the same's over, to be honest. Like, they're losing access to that gold with no potential to ever recover it. And you see, Bombard Towers are now coming in for Winchester. They won't let the opponent's team here get any kind of control over that gold mine on the left side. And with that, there is just no shot for the Polish team here to survive this one, and they'll get eliminated. But they have, as you said, have gathered a lot of new fans today. They have also not been 3-0, which I think is a big accomplishment for them. They're playing against one of the strongest teams of the tournament, and they have put up a good fight. It's just the small things going differently, right? Small mistakes piling up for potential game loss on Boulder Forest, for example, strategy choices. These small things can be difference makers in big tournaments like this one. And today, AI has proven a lot more powerful than Professor and his Muppets. I feel like, obviously, Professor and his Muppets won't tap out easily here, but their recovery chances are minimal.
Yeah, better strategies for sure. They are now doing the Cavalier, but they don't have army. 53, 103, now 100 villages more. Chukunus are coming, another castle. They don't have any map, literally no map. And if we check the relics for Winchester are not really terrible. 8 relics! 8 relics for Winchester. He took all the relics in the north, on the water. Red is now on the way to Imperial. And AI eats in the quarterfinals. It's impossible now that they can't recover. The Chukunus are now taking over all the Arbalests from blue. And, well, they want to stay a little bit because I'm sure that the Polish team have enjoyed the experience. Now red doing... Man, the Kongs has been even without Bloodlines the whole game. Look how strong they are, the Kongs. That he never made the Bloodlines and still did a lot. Really, really a lot, you know? Well... Everyone killed a lot of villages to everyone. Well, Fastosi killed 15, lost 66. They are not resigning. They don't want to get eliminated, Lidakor. It's simple.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying until your last dying breath here. And it's understandable. This is their tournament life on the line. They will only resign if they know that there is no way back. And honestly, we see everything on the map. We know there is minimal chances of them recovering, but they don't see everything. They don't see that Winchester has all 6 or all 8 relics out there. They don't see, well, they probably see that they don't have access to any gold on the left side, but they're still hoping that some light cavalry raids can maybe swing this around. And the GG is called. With that,
GG call.
AI moves to the quarterfinals.
GG call. AI that, let's say, was the favorite for sure. I think he got a lot more fight that probably many people expected. With some small mistakes, DCs could go for the game number 5 for sure, in my opinion, you know? And we got 4 games, guys. We got 4 games with AI advancing to the next one. And, well, let's analyze all the statistics here. Because, man, that was a strong series by AI with problems, definitely problems in Donut. They lost the game, and in this one, for a moment, it was looking difficult, but Winchester got a huge boom in this one. Huge boom. 146 villages, look at the military and the KD. He lost the lead in the game, and, well, everything is there. You can see, and the resources he got, Lidakor, I mean, pretty sick boom, and if one of the players is booming like this, it's almost impossible if you are not really ready at all.
Yeah, like, the thing is that Winchester wasn't putting up a ton of army to the battlefield for the first, like, 25, 30 minutes of the game, and that was the window that Professor and his Muppets had to utilize. They had to do damage while Winchester wasn't putting up any army, because if they just let him boom like that, he's gonna get to Imperial, and Chinese, one of the most powerful civilizations in the entire game, you let them have a free boom, you let them get to Imperial, they will snowball the game. That's exactly what we have seen in the end.
All right, so we're going to see now this interview, what the players have to say, amigos. Here we are with AI. Yes, here we are, guys. Here we have the players. Welcome, amigos, and AI, the bot team, let's say. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, ma'am. You're kind of quiet. It'll make you louder, but...
Okay. I thought that you didn't listen to me. By the way, what happened? What happened, Winchester? I don't feel that you are so happy. Do you like your performance? You are in the quarterfinals already.
Well, we kind of missed this part because we aim for the next match already. So it's hard to say that we just happy with where we are and we don't want to go further. So maybe that's why there is not a crazy amount of the emotions, but at the same time, we are really happy with the win, and we finally did it.
Okay, why you guys say finally did it? I mean,
I just didn't. I wanted to say one thing, but I just decided to do not spoil this, so I will not do that again.
Don't spoil anything. Focus in the interview, Winchester, because I don't want to ban you from the tournament. We are in time to put the Polish team in the quarterfinals. You know what happened to Winchester?
Nothing.
Classic Pro. What happened to your teammate?
I really don't know. He is so happy.
Okay.
Because we won the last one.
Okay.
Yeah, we are the one who won the last game and match. Do you know? It kind of makes you sometimes happy.
Okay. Do you think that in this series you have so your true power? You can play better because we couldn't talk after the series in the last week. You know that you lost. How do you feel overall, all of you three, with the performance of the team?
I think the performance was fine. I don't think we played much worse, much better than last time. I think playing against AM is just really, really tricky. But I think we played okay.
I mean, in general, yeah, we playing amazing. So there is some stuff where we need to practice, where we need to become better. Especially, I think after those lose against AM, especially on the first map, we got some kind of test. So we really need to have a good moral now. So we need to solve it, and we'll come for the next match with positive. So I'm sure that we'll show you crazy games later.
Where? Yeah, go. We lost your camera, Classic Pro. We lost your camera, Classic Pro. Let's see if you can bring it back.
1 sec.
Okay. Winchester, were you surprised
Yes.
in the first game that your opponent didn't go for Genoese crossbowman because archers against war wagons?
To be honest, no, I was expecting archers, but yeah, I thought for the while that he will go for it. I don't think that this is a big issue because if he built castle as well, he need more upgrades because I don't know. I just think it's really hard to go for Genueses, and at the same time, it's easy controllable with Mangonels because it has lower range and they are not that fat as Korean War Wagon. So I mean, it's just easier to go for archers, and I don't think it would make a lot of difference.
Okay. Sorry, Classic Pro, you were going to say something about the performance and everything.
I was I said that after the our game, I said to my guys that it's not so good performance by us, and we can do a lot better, and we do a lot better in our training games. So we don't need to relax, and we need to do our best in the future in the quarterfinals. So some motivation maybe.
Well,
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Us.
quarterfinals that you have to pick one team. Which one do you prefer?
I don't know. It doesn't matter for us. We can play anyone. We know that we cannot match IAM, and I suppose we cannot match Suomi as well from our group. But both GL and Amigos would be interesting to play. I mean, of course, it's probably harder to play against GL. But if it will turn out like this, then okay, we will try our best, and I think it's gonna be at least super interesting for us to check.
Yeah, and in a best of 7, how you feel running? In a best of 7, benefit your team and benefit the others, or just more things to train?
I think it actually benefits us. I think
Of course, because there will be amazing maps. Sorry to interrupt you.
I think we are pretty good on all maps, and I think it will benefit us. We are pretty prepared on every map. We have a strategy to go for, and I think we are set for the quarterfinals.
Okay. Well, guys, we're going to keep going. Hopefully, you enjoy. In my opinion, I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. I think that your team can play better. You know, that's what I think.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a compliment because that only means that we are all expecting a lot for your team. I think you did well today, but in my opinion, in quarterfinals, you need to play in a bit higher level than today because the teams are going to be obviously much stronger, with all my respect to the professor and his Muppets, because you can face really top teams in the quarterfinals already. So being said that, any team that you can or you don't want to spoil that you are practicing during the tournament?
No, we're supposed not to spoil.
Okay, I thought
mean,
you say
yeah.
no, we are not practicing. I don't believe that, Winchester. I don't believe
I don't
that.
want to spoil everyone that we are not practicing. Come on, man, please don't tell this for everyone.
Okay. Well, I have to try the hard questions, you know, and then maybe you answer. Maybe you are, you know, and you say it, or maybe your teammates say, but no, I saw Running smiling. I saw Classic Pro smiling. Guys, thank you so much. Hopefully you enjoy with the tournament, and we'll see you Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure yet 100%.
It also depends
Exactly.
on how they will play the next match.
So good luck, and hopefully you enjoy with the tournament.
Yes, thank you.
Enjoy. Thank you, man. Have a nice time.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye bye.
Okay, guys, that was the interview. Hopefully, you have enjoyed with the series, and well, that's it.